Hello, 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 hello. welcome, Mr. Ogunlana featured presentation. Good afternoon. Pleased to be with you at this time. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? You should be mine. What's happening? You know what I'm saying, man. I'm trying on for the next couple of audio cassettes positive talk. I'm gonna refrain from cursing. I'm gonna refrain from hate, envy, jealous, malice, any form of negative or destructive thought at all. Because as I listen to these, I want to continue to be motivated. Now, this person is on a scooter with some booty shorts. All right, so we're not gonna be we're not gonna be negative on these guys. So I was able to accomplish a lot today. My son was a little congested, but I was able to spend some quality time rubbing him, caring for him, putting a cool towel across his cabeza as he drifted back and forth to sleep. And so that was nice. I also achieved a lot today too. There was the washroom that I had been going back and forth thinking that I was going to do it but never did, but I cleaned up a large part of it today. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and get to the because it's about 60 to 70% done. I was able to do it while he watched Akili and Me. So shout out to Akili and Me. It's a very good educational programming. He was listening to the Swahili cartoon version of Akili and Me. And I was able to clean out that doggone washroom. So that was good. I'm about to, what's some other things that I did? I also put a couple proposals in. I like the freelance life. I've been staying on one of my prior clients to get me paid. Been making sure I've sent him messages pretty much daily to make sure that I get paid for the work that I did. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm grateful that I'm going to be receiving that soon. And that's going to essentially be, essentially help me to stay, to do what I'm able to do for another 30 days. That's, I'm able to continue freelancing and take care of my son. And I'm grateful. I did a proposal today for a project that potentially could be the project that's necessary in order for me to get the funds necessary for me to do what I've the airball that I've been looking forward to. So the airball from All Doing I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I'm building up like this desire to develop this Xamarin application, Project Odudua, and that is I did all of the screen wireframes, and it's been hanging around and lingering around, and I did those, and I actually started tutoring Xamarin with this guy, and when I started, did like 3 or 4 sessions, then I just realized how easy Xamarin is. Like I was tutoring him with pretty much with very minimal experience with the latest version of Xamarin, and Xamarin is a .NET technology, by the way, and it allows cross-platform development, and I realized how easy the technology is in terms of being able to develop with it. So it motivated me to like really get back on this mobile app that I was going to develop. She looked really nice. So I am going to be continuing that. I'm going to watch some more videos today on Xamarin. Just to pick up a mobile platform language, man. It's on the Microsoft stack, so it's the natural progression. I did do some work on Uber feeds, on the XML type formatter. I'm handling a dictionary, so I'm doing the syndication using the service model .syndication, or excuse me, systems.service model .syndication namespace and the .NET, in .NET rather, and they're looking for a structured type, and I'm using a dynamic object. So I got a little bit more work to do to construct a version of this, and I found free hosting too. I don't remember the name. The name escapes me at this time, but it will be coming to me soon. Maybe I'll talk about it on the next version of this. But the free hosting. So it's really just a matter of me getting this Uber feed version out. And so I was also today looked at some blogging, because I definitely need to start a blog. And what I will do is, instead of doing the traditional posts, is I'm gonna do like audio blogs, and it's gonna be like an audio blog thing, and this is gonna be essentially be the first one. So congratulations. Why am I getting into the left lane? I need to actually get back into this lane. And this will be the first one, and I'm going to start an audio blog. It's going to be a technology blog, and I think I should do a technology blog, simply blog. It's going to be like mostly audio, and I'm going to do some text here and there. I might get into using some PLR articles as a base for content, even though that I might just come up with original content, but I have to do an outline simply because I need to do a blog for my technology, because I'm getting into some really cool technologies, and I think that I will continue down this route. I have my hosting, so I was looking at my hosting today to see where I think it might just be DreamThinkDesign actually .com, and just go ahead and you know what, man, I'm going to bring through DreamThinkDesign back online, and it's going to be my technology blog. And yeah, man, pretty much it's going to be like an all-inclusive kind of thing. DreamThinkDesign.com, because I'm going to have all of my mobile apps on there. The first one is Project Oduduwa. I have to come up with a name for that one. Then it's the next project is going to be Uber Feeds. And pretty much all of the other projects that I come up with will be featured on there. I think for like what I will do for these audio tapes is I may upload them all to YouTube and then reference them directly from my blog space using Zapier. I've been doing a lot of cool things with Zapier. I've surpassed the proof of concept phase or stage with Zapier. It's a really cool technology. It's similar to IFT. I've been talking a lot about IFT, and I think Zapier does a good job with WordPress and spreadsheets and Drive, and so it's a decent technology. So I'm going to be using Zapier with DreamThinkDesign. I have to think about if I want to keep the name DreamThinkDesign, because I'm ultimately what it is. It's going to be a technology space where I get into, because I'm a technologist, and I just want to introduce myself, Mr. Ogunlana. That's M-R as in Ara, O-G as in old gangsta, U-N-D-I-R-A-N, like D and then Ran. So that is my username, and you'll probably, if you Google me right now, you'll see my face, because I'm all over Google, because I'm nice like that. And so I have a few different places online that I have put Mr. Ogunlana on. But getting back to this blog thing, because what I'm eventually going to do, this is practice for my podcast, and ultimately what I like to do is a podcast / I might do like a video. It's going to turn into a vlog. I'm going to start off with audio, because audio is really, really easy for me to do. I could just jump on the mic And then bam, I get right on it, get down on it, get down on it. You like my singing. So yeah, we'll start off as an audio blog because audio is just going to be really easy for me to put a lot of content on. This first one is really just an introduction to who I am. Like I said, I'm a technologist. I do many different kinds of technologists, or technologists. I do many different kinds of technologies. And I've been a technologist for a really long time. And so it's just time for me to begin to evolve myself into more of a real freelance consultant, that has products and services, i.e. software as a service like Uber Feeds, and others. And then also mobile apps. Project Oduduwa will be my first Xamarin application. It's going to use MVVM as its architectural approach because I really like the pattern the MVVM pattern that I'm just kind of researching as I'm looking at Xamarin. May get into some WPF stuff. I like the way the .NET is going in terms of its ability to evolve and continue to stay fresh. I've been really thinking about getting involved in Node. I like Node. Excuse me. I like Node, and I like its approach. I also have other other projects that I'm working on that I can't really get into too much about in terms of names and until we actually, copyright and do all of the good stuff. But I have some, and I might actually use the Microsoft stack for that one as well. I've been thinking about it. Thinking about either using the Node stack or the Microsoft stack, just to diversify a little bit. I would consider myself expert when it comes to JavaScript, and I'm gonna be talking about just this approach of my life. So it's gonna be so the blog is gonna be like lifestyle, life coaching, technology. Because those are the two main areas that I am really turn my automobile off that I really feel like I specialize in terms of my lifestyle and my particular approach to life, utilizing culture and other things to kind of build out a organic life that fits me specifically. And I think over time I'm going to be sharing certain things and doing collaborations with others. But really it's going to be and how technology is going to help optimize that. So similar to like Life Hacker, but different because I'm going to have really more of an inspirational, spiritual, motivational approach to technology, where I use technology to motivate, to inspire myself and others to make the most out of life, to optimize life itself. So it's similar to Life Hacker, but different. I also am going to get into just, theory and philosophy and different philosophical approaches to life and even in code. So it's going to make for a very unique blog space. Like I said, it's going to be audio. This will be the first one, actually. And like I said, I'm going to refrain from because, the ones prior to this, and I might use some audio to the ones prior to this one. But, the ones prior to this one was really, I wouldn't say that they were negative, but they just didn't have a rhyme or reason I mean, let me not say that. They did have a rhyme or reason. I don't think that it would have been suitable to use those because they really delved into a side of life that maybe I might. We'll see. So stay tuned for that one as well. These are first and foremost are going to serve as like just audio notes. I'm going to keep notes and tabs of myself. And I'm going to also be uploading them because I think it's going to help other people, because some of the things that I do in order to keep tabs of myself and to optimize my life, because let me just tell you, Mr. Ogunlana, his life, boy, A lot of ways that it can be optimized, just from the way I live, the systems that I use in order to help me live the life that I live, the technologies that run the systems that I use to help me live the life that I live. They all need upgrading. And, so I am gonna be, and this is the start of me being intentional about how I approach my life. I feel like I've been given a grand opportunity to make the most out of this. And as you listen and stay tuned, you'll see and you'll find out more about me. I don't want to give it all away at this time, but I do have a son, and I was, with a young lady, but things changed drastically over the summer. And so, like I said, I might use some of the audio just to kind of give you all and myself specifically just a background. And one thing that I did and that I listened to, and I'm listening to a book called Goal Setting. Let me see. It's Goal Setting by, who is it by? It's Goal Setting, 13 Secrets of World-Class Achievers by Vic Johnson. This book, I'm just going to let you know, this book is probably one of the best books, and it's an audio book. And for all of my listeners, including, those who will find themselves listening to me by mistake, I would highly suggest that you get a subscription to scribed.com. That's SCR as in aura, I as in igloo, B as in bathing suit, D as in dynamite.com. You definitely want to get a subscription to that, because this and other books that are like gems are essentially covered by the subscription. So Goal Setting, 13 Secrets of World-Class Achievers. That book right there, he did a great job with a lot of different topics on how to set goals, etc. So speaking of that book, he talked about ants. What he defined as ants, which is automatic negative thoughts, and how automatic negative thoughts are essentially utilized by our body in a specific part of our brain to keep us the way we've always been. And he used some, he described it as a evolutionary aspect of our physiology. And I'm not going to get into that here, but what I will say, and she looks very nice. So I think my blog is also going to cover, just the opposite sex and my evolution in that. And this is also relevant to what I was just saying, because he was saying that, he dealt with ants in terms of like how if you want to do something that's different, or if you want to change, your body and specifically your mind is programmed, as he says, to give you negative thoughts. I have other ideals that I'm going to be sharing over time, and how, environment helps to shape that. And he says this too in his work, how the environment shapes that, how the visual audio that we feed ourselves over time shapes that. And whatever the case may be, it's programmed to be negative in order to keep us from doing things that would potentially cause us harm, or specifically if we're taking risks. And so what he says is one way to counteract these automatic negative thoughts, and I said auto magic, is to write them down and challenge them to deal with them accordingly. Because, for example, here's an example of an automatic negative thought that I have. And I'll just be transparent, because I think this will make for a very good audio vlog, which is, I've always told myself that I have, I don't have, or I'm not as successful with meeting and essentially dating women. This is just a thought that has always occurred to me, and it just kind of went unquestioned. Another thought that kind of went unquestioned is that, let's see, so it's really more along the lines of that I just don't have success in general with them. because I've never been successful with them, and that has a lot to do with the fact that I've never tried to really try my hand at it and really, experiment with it, because I am a scientist at heart. And so this is me putting those thoughts to the test. I don't believe that I am unsuccessful with women. The fact of the matter is that I don't really try. And if I actually tried, I know that I would be successful. So, this is, and I'm going to be talking and kind of being more and more transparent to really deal with some of these automatic negative thoughts that I have, because they don't really serve any purpose. And what they actually do is they keep me the same. And in order to succeed in life, one thing I will say to myself and other people that listen to this is you have to remain flexible. I mean, this is like a primary principle to life. You have to be flexible. You have to be, how should I say, adaptable. You have to be similar to like she looks nice. This is, and you have to be successful or flexible, and you have to be able to adapt. And you can't be rigid, because the moment you try to be rigid in life will be the day that life breaks you. So, so these are some of the thoughts that I have, and I'm going to kind of be recording them on paper and then discussing them daily as I kind of deal with this daily, because what I'm going to do is kind of use YouTube to kind of help facilitate this this audio log that I'm going to be doing, and provide it so that people can listen, because I think, again, that my life can bless not just myself but other people that listen, because I think not only me, but I think we all have thoughts that we just allow to go unchecked in our minds that damage our character, because just as James Allen says, and as a man thinketh, we are what we think about the most. And so these thoughts that we all have that create boundaries and structures and limits around us, these are the things that cause us not to be successful. He also goes on in his work and kind of talks about how, our ability to attract money has a lot to do with our mental attitude or our personal belief about ourselves and about who we are in this world. And if we don't check that, as he says, then we will be cursed essentially to have little to no money. He actually says in his work that the money or the lack thereof in a person's life literally I should say is a reflection of how they think and how they think about themselves. And what I know about me is I know that I'm destined to, first of all, for greatness, and I also know that I'm destined to have the finer things, the finest things in life. And so, my attitude, he called, Napoleon Hill calls it PMA, having a positive mental attitude starts, and he says, with the self-talk. And that's what I started with on this log today. This is why I said it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day where I am right now. I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for the life that I've been given, the breath that I've been given. I'm grateful for the people that I've met. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful for my home and all of my belongings. And I'm also grateful for my family and for all of the people, my friends, and all of those who I haven't met, who have great intentions for me, who want to be a blessing for me. And so I'm going to be continuing to deal with this positive self-talk and really strike down any negative thought when they come by just writing it down. And then asking myself a few questions, challenging these thoughts, like nobody, like I don't feel like I'm gonna be successful with women. Like why I have been, I have. That's a serious anecdote right there. Like I have been, otherwise I wouldn't have had a child. Now some people would say that, that whole thing was a debacle, but I don't think it was, even though that we're not together today. But I think that, there were some things that I was supposed to do and get with that young lady that had I not been with her, I would not have gotten at that particular time and season in my life. So I'm grateful to her. I'm grateful to the game that I didn't have. And I'm grateful for the fact that life had to spank me. Some people would say the game had to spank me a little bit so that I can get tough skin and realize that, anything in life of value is worth working for. And there's no such thing as getting something for free in life. So what I would challenge myself, and I challenge anybody else that listens to this, is to start today to really deal with your self-talk and the thoughts that you have of yourself. Because if you find yourself being negative, and I challenge, and this is a challenge that I'm doing for myself, is I'm going to be writing any and all negative thought down. And I'm going to be challenging them. And I challenge you, myself and others who listen to this, to write the negative thoughts down and challenge them. Ask yourself questions about these thoughts. Are they true? And first of all, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question. They're not true. And second of all, if you deal with it, you'll see that you have no reason to be so negative. And that's actually programmed in you. So I just wanted to leave you with this. First of all, I just want to say to myself that I love me. I give thanks for me. You should tell yourself right now that you give thanks for yourself and that you love yourself. And do this. This is what my father used to tell me all the time when he used to catch me doing this. He used to say, hey, take your head and raise it.